So hello and welcome. I'm doing a short, well, I don't know if it's short, but I'm doing a SatNOGS installation guide because I had problems setting it up, so I want to help you guys to deal with those problems and guide you through your installation. This installation might not work for everyone, but I hope it does for you. So first of all, what is SatNOGS? Well, SatNOGS is basically a network where you can link your antenna station into and where others can schedule observations on your station and you can also schedule on their stations. So how to get started? Well, there's a SatNOGS wiki page where you can visit. This gives you a lot of information about setting it up, setting the client up, but I'll walk you through these steps in this video. So let's get started. First of all, you have to install a Raspberry. I'm using the Raspberry Pi 4 with 8 gigabytes. You can also install this on any Linux distribution. That's what they say. I haven't tried it, but it is certainly possible. So you have to install your Raspberry. For that you need an SD card. I'm using a 32 gigabyte SD card. Yeah. To put that image on the SD card, you need, first of all, you need the image. And for that you go onto the wiki page of SatNOGS and go to install a Raspberry Pi. There you can find a link to the latest GitLab the GitLab's repositories, and here I'm using the latest one, clicking on there and then downloading the zipped image right here. This takes a while to download. So after your file is downloaded, you need to unzip it first of all. After it is unzipped, you need to start the Raspberry Pi Imager, which is a software you can download from the internet. You need to select your model. Mine is the Pi 4 with 8 gigabytes. Then the operating system, that's a custom one for us. We'll use the one we just downloaded and unzipped. Open that up. Select our SD card, click on next, and then we need to provide some more details about setting it up. So go on next and edit your preferences. I'm using a hostname, the SatNOGS Pi's hostname, and also a username SatNOGS Pi, so it's easier for me. Then set a password. And also put in your SSID from your Wi-Fi you're using and the password of the Wi-Fi. Choose your location, your country, and then also on services you need to activate SSH. That's really important because otherwise it's, well, not harder, but it takes more effort to set it up, and you also need a second monitor, which we don't need in this case. So click on save and then on yes and yes again, and so it writes your image onto the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so after it wrote the whole image onto the Raspberry SD card, you need to get your SD card and plug it into your Raspberry and then power your Raspberry up. I'm gonna do that real quick and be right back. So after you wait a couple minutes, seconds, whatever, you might see your SatNOGS Pi appear in your Wi-Fi configuration. I see it right here, has this IP address, but or at least I won't use it because I'm referring to that hostname. So to log into your SatNOGS Pi with SSH, you type SSH and then your your username, which for me is SatNOGS Pi, and then your host name, which is also SatNOGS Pi for me. As you can see, this didn't work because I recently had a connection with this device, with the same device, so I need to reset my SSH known hosts list. I'm gonna do that. This can be done via going onto your um, user and then onto SSH. I'm gonna just delete that because I have no other known hosts, so delete it and try it again. Now it worked. We type yes and then the password you set during the imaging process, which was correct. So next thing we do is first of all to update the whole Raspbian or the whole software on there, which is, or the operating system, which is done by sudo apt get. No, sorry, update. Downloads a couple things, takes maybe a couple minutes, seconds, whatever. After this is done, you type sudo apt upgrade to apply those packages. Then type yes, and it will install some new modules, files, whatever. So after you type that in and waited for a couple minutes, you might have that screen. Just hit enter and this works. Takes a while until you get back. So after this completed, you see an error code, but that doesn't matter. I really like to do a sudo reboot after all that to make sure everything is running or starting up again. And while waiting, you type in another SSH command where you can SSH again into your Raspberry, and you have to wait some time until it booted up. Maybe that will work. Well, it doesn't. So let's try it again until we get in. Yeah, there we go. So next thing we do is we go into the SatNOGS menu. As this is sudo SatNOGS -setup. This will probably download some other things. So now it's downloading everything for the SatNOGS client. And we get into the main menu of the SatNOGS client. First of all, we need to provide our information about our station. For example, the API token, the RX device, the antenna, and all that stuff. For the API token, you can find it on the SatNOGS page. So when you're on the network.satnogs.org page, you can create your own ground station if you don't have one and follow the setup. And after you do that, you can take your API key, so click on there. I already done that because you shouldn't see my API key, and you can just copy it and then paste it into this field right here. I'm gonna do that later because you shouldn't see my API key, API token. So now you have to go on with the RX device, which is either driver equals RTL SDR if you're using that RTL dongle, or it's hackrf if you're using a hackrf1, or something else if you're using, I don't know, another SDR. Then the radio antenna for the RTL, it's just RX. For the hackrf, it's TX/RX. Then the sampling rate for the RTL, you should use 2.048E6, which is around 2 megasamples. And for the hackrf, they recommend using 8 megasamples, which is 8E6. Then define your station elevation, which is 622 for my station. Your ID, which is 3277 for my station. Again, you can find your station ID right here under your ground stations. This is my station ID, so I put that in. And then also put in your latitude of your station. You can always change that. So this is mine. I have to copy, I have to paste it like that. And then also do the longitude. Just deleted one. Yeah. There we go. So now you go back and hit on apply. I'ma just put in my API token, and I'll see you guys right back. Okay, so I just pasted in my API token, and now after you did all that basic setup, you could either go to advanced and do some advanced settings, or you just hit apply and see if your station will connect to SatNOGS. So after hitting apply, it has to download some other things like GNU Radio, I guess, or it did before, I don't know, but it needs to install some other things. So while we wait, we can actually download Cubic SDR, which is a cross-platform SDR. I already downloaded that one, so you can find it on the official Cubic SDR side. I'll use that for connecting to my SDR device over the internet, so remotely. Sadly, it doesn't work from my PC, but it works from my laptop, which is inconvenient, but doesn't matter. So you can use this one to see your live spectrum and do some gain settings and all that. So now it installs all the dependencies it needs, and this takes the most amount of time out of the whole installation. So after it finished, it should pop up the screen again. You go and exit, and well, then you're actually done. Maybe you get the message that your kernels are outdated. You can fix that by doing a sudo apt update, I guess. Well, I'm gonna watch that up very quick. Okay, so when you get the new kernels available, you do a sudo apt update, then a sudo reboot, SSH back into the system, and then do a sudo apt purge need restart. Then it should be fixed, that problem. So what we have to do now is we can check whether our station is now online. It should be. Actually it is. Last seen 0 minutes ago and running 2 minutes. So I have actually put my antenna range from 10 megahertz to 1.5 gigahertz just for me to do some observations that I can check if my station is working. So if my SDR is being is receiving, if my Raspberry is receiving the data from the SDR, and yeah. So next we're doing some libraries for the hackrf. So for hackrf we need the hackrf library. You can install that by sudo apt install. I guess it was install hackrf. That should work, I guess. Yeah, it does. So this will install all the hackrf interfacing stuff you need for checking whether your hackrf1 is being recognized. So like I mentioned earlier, I get that message right now. So I'm gonna do sudo apt update, and this shouldn't change anything because we are already up to date. So I'm gonna do a sudo reboot, and SSH back into the system when it pops up again, or when it restarted. This might take a time. Takes actually longer than expected. So then we go put in our password and then do a sudo well, I'm gonna look that up real quick again. Sudo apt purge need restart. And after that, it should be, well, put in yes, or a Y for yes. And after that, this kernel issue should be gone. I'm gonna do a sudo reboot again, just to make sure, and SSH back into the system. So now I'm back into my system, and I have hooked up my hackrf with the USB. For the hackrf, these three lights should light up. So the 1.8 volt, the RF, and the USB. RX and TX shouldn't light up and also shouldn't blink. If they do, you need to reinstall your firmware. That's what helped for me. To do that, you go into the hackrf read the docs and follow this guide. You have to install some packages and use data or files from there. You have to do that on the Raspberry Pi. I won't show you that because for me the firmware is already installed. If this doesn't work, you need to use the DFU, which the hackrf one provides, and there's a good explanation on how to do that right here. So the DFU, you can activate that by pressing DFU, hitting reset, and then letting go of reset, and then letting go of DFU. Then you can upload or boot from DFU or something. I don't know how that actually works, but you just follow that guide and it should work. After you did all that, you can check, because we have the hackrf library installed, we can check if the hackrf is actually recognized, and for us it is. It's pretty strange that there's unknown, but I don't know how to fix that, and I guess it's just a bug, or at least I hope so. Works fine for me, even with these, even with this unknown state right here. So next thing we do is we need to get the module for the hackrf in GNU Radio. Well, actually, before we do that, we might have a look on whether the hackrf can receive anything. So we'll do hackrf underscore sweep, which works fine for us. 40 megabytes mebytes per second, which are almost around 40 megabytes. And this is just to test whether you can receive the IQ data from the hackrf. So now we install the module. That's done by... So to install the hackrf module in GNU Radio, you don't need to recompile all of the repository that's linked in SatNOGS on the wiki. You can just use following command, the sudo apt get install clpstr 0.7 module hackrf. So we do that. Usually should be installed. Yeah, it's already installed, and so we don't need that. But what we need is a rules, how's it called? A rules file. So we go into etc udev rules, and there shouldn't be any hackrf rules. So now we create the file we need for the rules, which is 5.3. I have to look that up. which is 53 minus hackrf dot rules. Then we open that up with nano, and we paste in what is provided on this website. I don't know why we need that, but I've never done it without it, so I'll not change anything I did in the installation. So then get out of this and yeah, see if actually there is something written in the file, just to make sure that you have done everything right. And then you have to execute this command. Oh, I did something wrong. There should be trigger. Yeah. And then do the following. Put in this command, and you can see your hackrf right here. Could be somewhere else. But should be listed right here somewhere. Next thing we do is we can actually test our station if it's working. So for that we schedule an observation. I'm gonna just do a random one because I haven't hooked up an antenna. And if you want to set your gain level of the hackrf, you do that in the SatNOGS menu. So under SatNOGS setup, this is under advanced, and under radio, there you set your gain mode either to overall or settings field. Overall is it calculates the gain automatically because you have three gain three things that put up that make up your gain. The LNA, I don't know the others. You can use overall, which is the default, and then put your gain into here. I'm gonna leave that blank because I haven't hooked up an antenna, so I don't care what gain I have. And then hit on apply after you did that. I didn't do anything, so I can exit right away. So now pick a station or pick an observation you like. It has to be 5 minutes in the future. So for me it's 20. Like take like that one. Observation was scheduled successfully. And to monitor if your observation is doing fine, I'm gonna just head back. You do the following command. I can't remember, so I have to copy it. You do that command, and this is the live log of the SatNOGS client. Usually there are some errors, but that's just a connectivity problem when it starts up the Raspberry. So it doesn't matter, doesn't kill the process or whatever. It should work fine even though you see that. So I'm gonna wait until this observation starts. So now the observations should start in around 20 seconds. In 10 seconds there should be popping up some stuff. Like that it tries to open hackrf and all that. So you might see that. Yeah, there we go. I had to press enter because it froze somehow. You see that it caused some functions, and the important thing is that opening unknown board is the last message. You can check on your hackrf if the RX LED, so this one right here, if this one lights up. If it does, then you're good to go, and you can use your station right away after you put your antenna onto the hackrf. So if you're using the RTL SDR, the last message should be something like allocating 15 copy buffers or something similar. So for me, my observation is almost completed. Only takes 30 more seconds. Then we should see a waterfall plot in the on the website, and also some more information in the terminal of the Raspberry Pi. So just wait 13 seconds, 18 seconds. It should say completed successfully. So we'll see. Well, I guess I have to hit enter again. Yeah, it did. Um, yeah, I had to. So right here you see status command completed successfully, which is good. And over there you can see that there is no such file in the directory, but that doesn't matter. That's only for the first observation. The next one shouldn't have that message, so you're good to go. Just check your observation. Takes some time until it uploaded the waterfall, because it takes well, internet, and mine is apparently not that fast, and yeah. So this took quite a lot of time. You can see that the waterfall plot is being shown here, and you can also listen to the audio that's demodulated, and well, for me it's just noise. Also the metadata for what the configuration of the SatNOGS client looked like. Well, I had a gain of 0, so that doesn't matter. And also the data, but mine couldn't be demodulated because, well, there is no data. So then vet your signal. Mine is without a signal, and yeah, then you're good to go and start your first observations. If you like Cubic SDR to remotely see what's going on your hackrf, you have to install some other things. That's just optional, but you can do that to control your gain and see whether your antenna is working properly. For that, we'll install something. So we type, we hit Control C to get out of this log, and we put in sudo apt install soapy remote minus server. That should be it. Yeah, it is. This installs the soapy remote package, which you can use to open up a server where your where clients can log into and get your IQ data from the hackrf. So next, what we do is we stop this this soapy remote server, because it's usually activated all the time. So we stop it, and we also disable it from starting up automatically. So we do that by sudo systemctl stop soapy remote server, and we also do sudo systemctl deactivate is it deactivate soapy. Why doesn't it work? Oh, it should be disable. Disable soapy remote server. So now I usually like to do a sudo reboot and then SSH back into the system again. Okay, so now I'm back into the system, and what we have to do now is we have to go into the SatNOGS configuration. So we type SatNOGS minus setup. Oh, that's right, minus setup. Forgot the S. So we will go into basic configuration. I can't show you. Well, I have the API token in there, but I'm gonna do a real magic quick. Okay, so I just put some access in there so you can see. you have to redefine your SOPI RX device, which is in this case, if you want to remotely check our received signal, it is remote. Then save it, go back and apply. So keep in mind that after you don't want the remote access anymore, you have to put in your real driver like hackrf or RTL SDR. Otherwise, it wouldn't work with the SatNOGS network, and observations would fail. So you can't start observations in here anymore. So keep that in mind, that you have to reset that after you're done. So hit apply, or I did, I guess, actually. So let's go back. And what we have to do now is we have to activate our SOPI server, which is done by this command. Leave that running and now open up cubic SDR. I can do that real quick. So cubic SDR. Mine won't certainly work. So okay, remove that real quick. Okay, now you click on refresh. So after you click refresh, you should be given the SOPI remote server. If you don't see that one, which should be under localnet or remote, I don't remember. If you don't, like from my case, you click on add and put in your IP address, which you can find out by doing if config. I'm gonna not show you because there's some special information. Okay, I just got my IP address and I put it in here. That's this one. Click on OK, then hit refresh. Well, now it's frozen. So there now is no no remote server. So let's just try that again. Oh well, actually I forgot to do something. When you click on add, you need to select SOPI remote. That's what I forgot. So now click on refresh. Well, I also forgot to start the SOPI SDR server again. So I'm gonna do that real quick. And then hit refresh again. So it didn't recognize our SOPI remote server. So just do that again, right here, and that worked for me the last time. Well, for me it also doesn't. Why is that? Ah, now it does. So just added a couple times, I guess. So you go on unknown board. Antenna bias should be false for me. Sample rate, use the lowest one first of all, because this creates a lot of traffic flow in your network, which not all routers can handle. It's up to 40 megabytes per second for 20 megahertz sample rate, I guess. And my cubic SDR will crash because I don't know, but it should work on other systems. So yeah, here it crashed, but usually this works on my laptop. I don't know why it's not working here, but it should also work for you. So that's the whole tutorial or setup guide. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope your station is working now. And yeah, see you.